Good evening. This has been another edition of I Wish I Had Been There, the initial player swap. These days, the swapping of players is thought to be a fairly recent happening. Not so. 1937 was the year when Port Melbourne Football Club wanted star Williamstown wingman Andy Angwin to play with them. 4 players were offered by Port, those being Nick Henderson, a Clark Gable lookalike who played on that image no end. Mick drove the Melbourne and Metropolitan Tramways bus on the City Port Melbourne route. George Tosser Simmons was one of our local fruiterers. George was well known in Williamstown as he crossed over to Willie on the ferry on Saturday mornings to sell his wares. Les Jones was another local lad who would play his heart out for the team. Les worked part-time as a security guard, looking after visiting stars like Nat King Cole and others of his ilk. Last but by no means least is Reg Ox Earl, a self-styled playboy. Reg was a cravat-wearing truck driver who ran one of the two-up schools in the area. His persona was that of a Damon Runyon character, a rough diamond and a larrikin local legend. At first, Williamstown were not happy with this exchange offer, so Port threw him 4 bags of coffee, and that clinched the deal. One can only guess as to how the coffee was obtained. Andy only played 2 games with the Borough before the Hawthorn Mayblooms in the VFL grabbed him. Andy went on to represent Hawthorn and Victoria with great distinction. And Andy actually lived in Port Melbourne for many years. So with all of that, you can see that the first player swap was between Port Melbourne and arch rival Williamstown 83 years ago. Just as an aside, the 4 Port players were back at Port 2 years later. I only wish I had been there. Thank you.